What is going on, guys? It is your boy here again, Dean, giving you guys the sickest decks I can find on Japanese Twitter for Omens Eternal. And once again, I'm going to preface this with saying these are lists that I found that topped at least the locals of some kind that were available online. And all of these lists are actually the first things that I'm going to be sleeving up. I spent a lot of time digging through these lists to find the ones that I thought looked sick and that had, had a lot of deck building philosophies that I enjoyed. I'm going to be talking about those with you guys today. This one, the curve is a little whacker than what I think I normally like. Look at this, like a Hero Sword deck. But yeah, let's get into it. This is going to be Hand Control Abyss. It has some sick things about it. And it didn't include some cards that I myself am not a huge fan of. And it's got some other cards that I maybe am a little bit now. First up, our only one drop in the deck is Bellring Angel. That's a little sus. I don't know if I agree with this being our only one drop. I think that's a little whack. Depressures our opponent, but like basically you're passing on turn 1 with this deck. And then you're going straight to turn 2. And you're going to be playing down the Demonium. He's got Ward, heals you for 2. You can take 2 damage, so basically he would be health neutral to give him Bane. Definitely a super good card in Abyss. Definitely a nice control card. And then we have the Triple Harbinger of Destruction. I think this card is... what's this for? That Swordsman that was in the sword deck? I don't know what this is. 1 damage is doing, but we're able to do 1 damage somewhere. And then we're able to evolve it for 1, and then it pings 1 face, and it becomes a 3/3. We only got 1 of the Evo, so use it wisely. This is, I don't know. This is a guy. It's just, you slap him down. We're on 3 Thundering Roar, 2 mana. We get to choose 1 of 2 effects, or if we are Necrochurch 10, we get both. And we either make our opponent discard a card, or we deal 3 damage to an enemy follower. Basically, we're going to be choosing discard, because our entire goal is to pressure our opponent down to a 0-card hand as early as possible. So, definitely a super good card. Hitting a random card in their hand. Hopefully it's a good one. Then we're on triple Apostle of Craving. We do not have Gilnelis in this deck, that's right. So this is basically a Dragon Warrior on play. We're going to select another follower on our field and give it Rush. Can be comboed in the late game to be able to clear multiple bodies. And we can evolve it for 1. On evolve, it's going to become a 3/3. And we're going to be able to select another follower in the field, deal 3 damage to it, and give it +3 attack. Basically, we're able to trade up to 6 health bodies, or 2 for 1 our opponent, hopefully. It's like a miniature, it's a neutral Dragon Warrior is what it is. It's mostly what it's there for. And I guess if we're in the super late game, we can use this as a... Oh, damn, I'm sorry that in top deck mode, you couldn't out my, guy. I guess you just die. I'm going to buff one of my guys for 3 and then smack you up and hopefully win. New card also, and this one's kind of insane, and that's Lyriel the Archer Throne. 3 mana, 2/5, extremely defensive stats, and it has quick. Tap this card, deal 2 damage to each enemy leader, and while this card is on your field, your leader cannot take ability damage. This is huge for us because it means that previously ass cards like Path to Purgatory, Fanfare, draw 3, take 3, you don't take 3. So this is a 3 mana draw 3 that also provides us a board wipe if we get into a sticky situation. Basically, we drop this down on 3, and then we're able to fill up at any point later on as long as this thing has lived. Or on turn 6, we're able to combo this out to be able to refill our hand after we've pressured our opponent's hand, and then we can keep the pressure up for the rest of the game. Because we're a control deck, we want to be seeing multiple cards, and this is how we're going to be doing it. And also makes cards like Soul Dealer, right? Curves out perfectly. 3 mana. Boom, drop this down, and then play down the Soul Dealer. We do not take the damage, and we're able to put up this huge body without, reducing our life total. A little bit of weakness of this card when you just raw dropped it on 4. Not so much anymore. Yeah, this card here, this is Nice Nature. She's better than Executioner because our goal is to get rid of our opponent's entire hand by just continuously playing hand rip cards. And so this card is just better. It doesn't eat up an Evo slot on play. We're going to be selected enemy follower, giving it -1, -1, a little bit of control card. And then we're going to be telling our opponent to discard a card when it dies. Just, hey, get rid of a card. That's all we need. We just need them to get rid of cards until they don't have cards. And if they're on their last card in hand, this is the same as the Executioner. This is just a better card, though, because it is, it doesn't hurt us. It doesn't eat up Evo slots, and it just is just all-around good card. We're on triple Roll Knight. This is the new face of Abyss. This is why we're playing Control as well. 3 mana, 3/3, Necro Charge 10. Choose an enemy follower that costs 3 play points or less on the opponent's board, and just get rid of it. That's right. We don't want it on their board anymore. And when this card's on our board, any spell our opponent plays costs 1 more. It's like a floodgate. Our opponent's going to have to commit more resources to get rid of our garbage. And then on Evolve, our opponent's going to be discarding a random card, and we still have the floodgate, and now it's a 4/4. Definitely a super annoying card for our opponent to deal with. Might hand rip their removal, and even if it doesn't, it's going to cost them more mana than what they probably want to be holding up to get rid of it. And if they have to remove it on their turn, it might be almost unkillable because it's going to be like, you know, floodgating our opponent out of the game. Personally, I would like to see 3 of this guy in the Evo deck. Every time I put this guy on the board, I want to be evolving him. So maybe put down a 3rd one. Triple Path to Purgatory. This is funny. I think it's funny that we're able to play this because of this. And since we always want to see it because it's going to be refilling our hand. This curve tells me maybe we don't need to refill our hand, but who am I to argue? Yeah, this thing probably goes down to 2. But the initial list played 3, and we have to follow the list. The list is too tight. We're on the Apostle of Silence. New card once again, 4 mana, 4/4. At the start of our end phase, select an enemy leader, and if there are 3 or less cards in their hand, deal 3 damage to them, and we can evolve him for 1. And when we evolve him, select an enemy follower in the field, deal 3 damage to it. If there are 3 or less cards in their controller hand, destroy it. This is like a win harder card. This is like, wow, we've ripped apart our opponent's entire hand. Time to get rid of it. Maybe this is for the mirror. You think this is like for the mirror? Like, damn, my opponent got rid of all my cards in hand. I need more. Anyway, this card is okay-ish. I'm not the biggest fan of this card. I think that you could definitely cut this a little bit. Because this guy reads, like, win more to me. In fact, you could even cut a couple copies and, like, maybe improve your curve so that the cards you draw with Path maybe can play more than one of them in a turn. Soul Dealer, 4 mana, 6/5. You know, deal 3 and then evolve. We're going to be healing up for the attack of something on our opponent's board. Huge control card. Huge health total. Look at that 6. We're going to be able to Apostle of Craving this thing. Boom. Hit our opponent for 10 after controlling them out of the game. Definitely do like that combo right there. Technically everything you can just add 3 to. Silent Purge. New card. Only playing 2 of it. 4 mana. Kill a card on our opponent's board. And they discard a random card. I do like this. Maybe we play 3 of this and only 2 of this guy. This guy seems like way worse than this. I know this is a body and this one's not. But if our goal is to get our opponent down to 0 cards in hand pretty fast, we need to be telling them to discard maybe a few more. Actually, maybe we don't. Because we have the Dark Alice. That's right. 6 mana, 6/6. Rush. Strike. Our opponent discards a card. And last words, banish the top 10 cards of our deck. And then we get to put this back on the board. And then we discard a card if we have a hand. Thanks to cards like this, I think we're going to be having a hand. And we're going to be having cards to discard. Yeah, just another incremental discard. Huge body. Our opponent's in top deck mode. Hey, deal with the 6/6. Also, if you kill it, it's coming back. Definitely a super good card for the deck. And then the last card in the deck. A lot of Japanese lists were on this. I don't know if this is actually good. Alucard, I mean, he's been around a while. If you've bought the starter deck, 7 mana, 4/4. Storm, Necro Charge 10. He's a 6/4. And then on strike, we're able to deal 4, heal 4 somewhere. I don't know, more storm damage, I guess. It's like, is it the most storm damage we can get while still playing a control card? I guess. I don't know. But that's the end of this deck. If you liked it, smash that like button and hit that notification bell because there is only one class left, and that is Haven. I hope to see you guys there. And until next time, this is your boy, Dean, signing out.